Many of us, we need to understand the impact of leadership in Nigeria. According to a journal that was released by Zach Jonas in 2013, which the information that they released is still relevant today because there is a situation that Nigeria has found herself to this moment, and even worse, was revealing or talk about how the current impact of the leadership situation in Nigeria has caused major problem in the country. The way we elect leaders based on tribalism and how powerful an individual is, and even the way we make our law, the policy makers and all that, how all this have led to corruption, mismanagement and embezzlement, has led to instability and lack of accountability and intimidation in our society. This have led to the inefficient and lack of rule of law. According to Academy, they released a journal in June 7, 2022, and it addressed bad governance, and the information still relevant today to what is going on in our nation, Nigeria, the kind of governance that we experience here. Due to decision making, the relationship between the governing authority and those being governed is the primary cause of poor governance. I want to quickly talk to you about poor governance, its consequences, and how it relates to our present situation in Nigeria. Bad governance refer to the way government and business decisions are made. It is the opposite of good leadership. Systemic corruption, a lack of openness and accountability, arbitrary policy making, and tricking the people who are ruled are all signs of bad governance. So some of the major things that have impacted the country negatively, and one of those things are like lack of accountability and voice. When governing entity refuses to listen to the voice of those who they manage and are willing to accept responsibility for their behavior, this is an example of poor governance. By disregarding the opinion of those in authority, the governing body no longer hear or consider their perspectives to ensure that the public is aware of what is occurring and has a plan of action if something goes wrong. Democratic government emphasize accountability. In turn, the absence of accountability breeds mistrust between the parties, resulting in instability. The relationship between the parties is unfavorable due to doubt and uncertainty. Also, another factor, another thing that we see today in our country, in our nation, that is a big deal that has caused Nigerians so much is corruption. It is commonly believed that corruption and poor administration go hand in hand. Corruption can be observed in various contexts, from the political to the economy. Corruption can manifest itself in various ways. When there is crime in the government, the people in charge put their own need ahead of those of the people they are supposed to serve. In developing country, crime has an effect on social services like health care and education, as well as law enforcement and agencies like the police. These are the possible impacts of poor governance. Bad governance has numerous consequences and repercussions that are not limited to circumstances in which it occurs. And we've seen it all over the country, all over Nigeria. We've seen the failed state of Nigeria, poor economic growth, the corruption that we see today in every segment of the country, of the government. The only remedy for bad governance, I said, is transparency. Candidate for public office must disclose all income and assets. Implementation of International Monetary Fund, studies on the standard and code framework, all money given to political parties, and all documents related to legislation and voting must be made public. The law governing different governance sectors, such as business, politics, etc., are segregated. There must be separation of law. We must deal with corruption. There must be integrity. New institution and law are to be introduced. This is repeal bribery laws. Also reduce contact with government authority by using computer. We need to grow. We need to start. You see, people want to go register for the voters card. They have to go to some places to line up for hours. What you can just do at the comfort of your home, do on the internet. And hey, they send your card to you. We need to make sure that we reduce the contact with the government authority by using computers. Regarding decision making, the connection between the ruling power and the rule of poor governance, there are numerous reasons for poor governance, including both external and international problems within the governing body. Corruption, unjust policy execution, deception are examples of weak and poor governance. Poor governance results in failed states, sluggish economic growth, and an increase in the corruption rate. To improve government, it is important to make all decision-making process more open and to fight corruption. All this, if Nigeria can put it in place, if we can get it right in 2023 and elect the right leader, that will begin to put all these things together and begin to make sure that the rule of law is being obeyed, and we begin to obey law, we begin to fix things all around. Then we'll be able to see the kind of country that we want to see. We'll be able to see a new Nigeria. This will be the kind of leadership that Nigeria needs to be able to take a stand and to be able to be seen as a normal country, instead of people looking at you and going, oh, you're from Nigeria, and they look at you funny. So bad governance, they have a lot of consequences, a lot of bad impact on the citizen. And like we always say, if there's bad governance, there's tendency, almost 90-something%, that the people are also bad, the citizens are also bad. So in another word, to be able to fix things, mean everybody have to work together. And for us to work together, I believe we need a good governor, we need a good president, we need a good chairman, a good councillor, everybody that is coming into government that want to work, that are coming as if they are coming to serve. They are not coming with their own motive. They're coming with a motive to serve the people, knowing that, okay, when we do this then and we see the result, the people will be happy. And you will have a chance, you will have that chance to come back in the next 2, 3, 4 years to be re-elected into that office. Yes, that's what it is. You will have the boldness to come back and say, this is what I've done. This is what has happened when I was in the office. So you guys should reconsider me and let me continue so I can do more things. So bad governance has a very bad impact on the people, on the country, have a very bad impact on the life of citizens. Again, I need you to share this video. Let it get to everybody so that we can begin to imagine the kind of country that we want, so that we can use our brain and be able to elect someone that will begin to see all these things, and they will go like, no, this is how it should be. And they'll be able to do the needful and take us to where we're supposed to be, instead of being, we're going backward all the time. Thank you so much. My name is David Israel, and I just want to drop this. Make sure you share the video. God bless you.